All right, guys, those who are just tuning in, we just finished up our game of Imperial Knights versus Admech.
Stop it. It's Chaos Knights. Stop calling them Imperial Knights.
All right, let's try it again.
Okay.
Welcome back, everybody. And those who are just tuning in, we just finished up our game with Chaos Knights and Admech. Final score, Chaos Knights 95 to an Admech 70. All in all, this is the challenge. This is what's going to happen. This is the first time throwing these guys down on the table in a while, especially in this capacity. I've seen a lot of promise. I've seen a lot of promise out of it. A lot of highs, some lows. Just got to figure out ways to better mitigate those things.
Yeah.
You know, first things first, let's talk about the Chaos Knights, the winners of today's show, the MVPs. How did you enjoy the list entirely? I mean, you have, like you said, very few you have 4 data sheets. One model, 4 data sheets, technically.
Yeah, no, they're a lot of fun. I like the carnivores especially because just run them up the board. They have a 14-inch move. It's crazy. They're only 140 points, so a lot of times I want them to do more damage with what they actually do, but they're only 140 points, so they do pretty good damage for what that is. Overall, I was actually very disappointed in the Havoc launchers, the indirect fire, because that did not do very much of anything this game. They whiffed multiple turns. So that having the penalty to hit and then the penalty, for cover and having no AP, it just didn't really get through. But other than that, I mean, I think it was a lot of fun to play. It
felt like you got more value out of the carnivores because of the fact that it was into the army versus having just like, oh, here's just 3 carnivores in there.
Yeah, no, it definitely really able to overwhelm me with the amount of stuff I put through there. And that strategy that lets me charge through walls is hilarious. I can Kool-Aid Man right on through.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of hard to stop that. And I use that for capture enemy outposts near the end of the game. I was able to charge through and get some guys that way. So, and the Brigands, of course, are good just into your defensibility of your army. I kept putting them into your Scorpiuses. And I know you didn't really like the Scorpiuses, but they were very durable. They had 2-up armor. You had Armor of Contempt when you're in your deployment zone, and you had cover. So even though when I was at AP 5, it'd still go down to AP 3, and you'd still get 5-up saves. So you were still saving quite a bit on those. So they didn't do as much as the carnivores, I felt like they did, but they still, I mean, their quantity of shots still made an impact, chewing through all of your infantry.
Yes, literally all, but I had 2 squads left.
Yeah.
I had 2 squads left.
Wasn't every single one, but a lot.
Almost. As you mentioned, I was not a big fan of the Scorpius. I didn't, at the end of it all, I didn't really, 180 points for 3 missiles. I can't do that. I wanted to give them a chance, wanted to give them a try, see how the artillery would work, but just not strong enough. So I was happy with the Onager. I still like the Icarus array. A lot of good damage out of there, especially the auto cannon. The 2 damage off that's really nice, and then it still has a single shot missile for some heavy damage. So I really do like the Onager, and that was also really resilient too. So I think that they might have another home in this. Still probably keep the tech. I 50-50 on the tech priest. Then if I take out the Scorpius, I may not need the tech priest. I might consider it, considering the route I want to go is the Dragoons. I feel like having some type of front units in the front. I know a lot of people are going to tell you like the Cerberus, the dog riding guys. 1, I don't own them. 2, I don't like the models. And 3, I do like how resilient the Dragoons are, even if they don't have as much damage output. And it would have been hilarious to have them in this being anti-vehicle too.
I told you to bring him. It'd be a lot of fun. Anti-walker. I got nothing but walkers.
Exactly. But I gave the Scorpius a try. I wanted to see how they would do. I feel like if I put something like the Dragoons in there, it'll give me enough time to allow me to keep rolling dice and flush out the bad rolls and get those good rolls. Because early on in the game, when I had all the shooting, I couldn't buy a hit. I couldn't buy a bucket. My arc rifles were missing. It was just terrible.
Yeah.
So
I think 75% of your army shot one of the war dogs and got them down to 1 wound. So they did some damage. You were able to pick them up and Overwatch the next turn, but it still took a lot of shooting that first turn.
It did. So tonight, I think we're going to cut this one short because I got a lot of work to do with this. And we will be in. I'm going to put something together here soon, and we'll talk about this again soon. You got any closing statements?
No, it was just fun to run with a very simple army with very few data sheets.
Yeah, yours was simple.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, as always, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you again soon.